What's up, everybody? This is Josh, aka RockinRaynor. I am here. This is going to be my very first time drafting Hour of Devastation. It just went live today. I just got off work, ran home, and I'm going ahead and recording this video. So let's go ahead and see what we open. So Hazard's Undying Fury is our rare. Shuffle your library, then exile the top 4 cards. You may cast any number of non-land cards with converted mana cost 5 or less from among them without paying their mana costs. That sounds pretty awesome if you can hit. I think that's a little scary, and you could easily miss. So Burning Fist Minotaur I think is really good. It's going to be great in a aggressive red deck, which I still think there's going to be an aggressive red deck out there. If you played in the last format, red was super strong, I felt. Especially red-white was very aggressive. Puncturing Blow is great. It deals 5 damage and it can exile, so it's a great way to deal with the gods. Inferno Jet deals 6 damage. Vizier of the True, you may exert when it attacks. Whenever you exert a creature, tap target creature an opponent controls. That seems pretty busted. But it costs double the mana. Aerial Guide is very good as well. We're going to go with the Burning Fist Minotaur. It's just a super low drop, and it can be very aggressive. Here, Oketra's Last Mercy is the rare that came through to us. It resets your life total, but your lands do not untap the next step. So it can be great if you're not in a race. Our first card really is leading us towards that race route. We do see a Ominous Sphinx, which for 5 mana you get a 4/4 flyer, and whenever you cycle or discard a card, target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-0 until end of turn, which seems pretty great. I'm going to go ahead and plan on taking that. I know blue was really pretty terrible in the last format, but hopefully it can come back around this time. If you are going to go blue, I think blue-red spells is probably the best. You can do a cycle deck with that. It's usually probably best if you're doing blue-black, though, so we'll take a look at that. Devotee of Strength is pretty good. I did see it do pretty well at my pre-release this weekend. Otherwise, Unsummon's a fine little spell, but we're going to go with the Sphinx. Alright, so here, Frontline Devastator, this card seemed pretty good at the pre-release. I did do 2 pre-releases, so I was able to play a few different formats. I did a single and a 2-headed giant. Supreme Will, this is definitely a very good card. Being able to counter a spell earlier in the game or be able to do some nice card selection later is good. Tragic Lesson's fine. I think that's more not really what we're going for. Lethal Sting is just straight removal, which is definitely a very good card to have. We're not necessarily marrying into anything right now. I think Supreme Will is fine, but I'm going to go with the Lethal Sting here. It seems like there's a lot of good removal in this format, and you don't want to be left without, I feel. Alright, so here we've got a 1/1 for 1. Not exactly what we're going for. I do like the Striped Riverwinder. It is a 5/5 hexproof for 7 mana, which you can also cycle for 1. Gift of Strength is a great combat trick. Steward of Solidarity, exerted, create a 1/1. That's pretty good. But I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the Manticore Eternal. It's a 5 mana 5/4 that has to attack each turn. If it's blocked, it deals 3 damage already. So that's the great thing about Afflict. I definitely think that this card is going to be good, and I think Afflict is going to do so much incidental damage that you can really sneak up on your opponents. I do like the Ifnir Deadlands if we are looking to grab a desert, but I'm going to take the creature for now. I don't want to go for the land just yet. Alright, so I like the lifelink 3/4 for 5. It's nothing exciting though. 3/3 for 3 is good, but you can only block conditionally. Here's a 5/4 Menace for 6 mana. Not bad. I do like the First Strike here. It's First Strike Prowess. That could actually be pretty good. The Claim to Fame. Return target creature card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. And then the Fame is target creature gets +2/+0 and haste. I don't think that's very worthwhile. So definitely looking. I want to get a lower drop. I don't want to go super heavy like this one. I think I'm going to take the Thorn Moloch, because whether we end up in blue or black with red, we'll probably have a decent amount of creatures. Now here's a good sign for us. We do have a red-white creature. Like I said, red-white was super good in the last format. It was actually my favorite because it was just a hyper-aggressive deck. And, you know, maybe this is a sign that what we're going for might be open. Otherwise, 2/2 that afflict 1, that's not bad. It's nothing great, though. Spellweaver Eternal would be good if we knew we were going into blue. It's a 2/1 with prowess. But I think we just try to take this since we have 3 red cards. And we only have 1 black and 1 blue card. We don't have any white cards yet, but, you know, maybe this is a sign that we've got something coming. Alright, so this... nothing too exciting here. Doomfall is not bad. It's a modal spell, so you can find a couple different things. You can either exile... Your opponent gets to exile a creature, or your opponent reveals a hand and you can choose a non-land card from it, which is good. I do like the Bitterbow Sharpshooters, but we have really not seen any really good green stuff. Imaginary threats. Creatures target opponent controls attack this turn if able. During the player's next untap step, he or she doesn't untap. I'm actually going to go with the Doomfall here. Alright, so this one, Grizzly Survivor, when you cycle or discard a card, Grizzly Survivor gets +2/+0. That's not bad. Mummy Paramount, whenever another zombie creature enters the battlefield, Mummy Paramount gets +1/+0 until end of turn. That's decent. If we did want to still live the dream about the Sphinx, we could look at the Reed Stalker. I'm not real excited by it, though. I think it's just as good as the rest of this. Unconventional Tactics is fine, but we're not necessarily going that way. Alright, we don't want a 0/5 Defender. I think blocking is just not very good in this format. Or I guess I'd like to be proven otherwise first before I go ahead and lean that way. We could look at the Tragic Lesson. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 unless you return a land. And it's at instant speed, so I think we go ahead and take it. Alright, so Appeal to Authority. I don't think this card's that great. The Sorcery Speed +X/+X just doesn't do it for me. I do like Strategic Planning, though. So we may be heading into blue-white or blue-red. You know, this was probably just a odd thing that this card made it to us, because we really haven't seen a lot of good white cards. Here's a Solitary Camel. Has lifelink as long as you control a desert. Yeah, I don't think a 3/2 is quite where we're going for. Whenever you cycle or discard a card, this gets +1/+0 and can't be blocked. I do like that. I think I might grab the Survivor. Alright, and here we've got Kindle Fury, which is not quite what we're going to do. I'm going to take the Proven Combatant. So blue is definitely an open color. You know, we could even look to possibly splash these 2 cards because they are removal. Okay, so blue definitely came around to us. So I think it's good that we ended up going that way. Here, I'm a big fan of this card. So I had this at my pre-release, and it was just great. So it's 3 mana, does nothing on its face value, but once you can start making copies, you can make a copy of any creature on the battlefield. Even an enchantment, an artifact, a land, whatever. And so we actually had the 7/7 Trampler in green, and we were able to make this into it for 2 mana each turn, and it was awesome. So I'm definitely going to go for it. Cards that I would like to see come back around. I'd actually like to see the Crypt of the Eternals just as a mana fixer if we want to splash for black. Firebrand Archer is going to be a real good card in a blue-red spells deck. I think it's not quite to the level where we want to not take the Mirage Mirror. Unquenchable Thirst is okay. It's not going to be great, though. Being able to tap down a target creature. But there's a lot of ways to untap creatures in this format. Yeah, so let's take the Mirror. Alright, Swarm Intelligence. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may copy that spell. You may choose new targets. That's a very expensive trick right there. I don't think we're looking to go that route just now. So a couple cards we could look for. So I think that Mill could certainly be a thing in this format. I'm not ready to take the Seer Last Tomorrow just yet, where you pay 1 blue, tap it, and discard a card. Target player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library in the graveyard. There are some payoff cards for that, but we're not there yet. I'm going to go ahead and take the Spellweaver Eternal just to get another creature. It's an early creature. It's got Afflict 2, and it's got Prowess. I would be happy to see... I'm happy to see the Ipnu Rivulet come around, as well as Unsummon. Even Manolith might be okay. I just don't know how fast this format's going to be. Alright, so here we got a couple decent choices. I do like the Inferno Jet, because I'm a huge fan of Burn, but 6 mana is a lot. It does do 6 damage, though. But I'm going to go ahead and plan on taking the Thorn Moloch here. I think Aerial Guide is great, but as we've seen, blue's just been coming to us, and I feel like we're going to have to fight for the red. So I'm hoping that the Aerial Guide will come back around to us. I also like Blur of Blades. It's not super exciting, but it's pretty decent. Another Frontline Devastator would be great, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Moloch. I just want to stay low to the ground and try to work with that Prowess. Alright, so here, I do like Chandra's Defeat. So it deals 5 damage to target red creature or red planeswalker. And then if it's Chandra, which I'm pretty sure there's no Chandras in this format, you get to draw a card. The Firebrand Archer is definitely the way I want to go here. Again, I'm hoping to see the Aerial Guide wheel. And so that's why I'm not taking that just yet. We are looking like we're going to have a decent amount of spells in this deck. So I want to be able to ping them as much as possible. Alright, so here, a couple decent options. I think we've firmly gotten into blue-red right now, so we can move out the black. Kenra Scraper is a 2/3 with Menace, and you may exert it to give it +2/+0. I do like the Striped Riverwinder. It costs a lot of mana, though, to get to it. So, Razaketh's Right, I think that is not a very good card. You have to search your library for a card and put it in your hand, but it's 5 mana to do it. Not quite what we're going for here. I think I'm just going to take the low drop. Try to stay low to the ground as much as possible. So take the Kenra Scraper. So Banded Sarcophagus, not quite what we're going to be going to do. Right now we have no cards that are going, no lands that are going in the graveyard, so we're not going to do that. Dagger of the Worthy, I think it's too expensive. It costs 2 and it's 2 to equip, and it gives your creature a +2/+0 with Afflict 1. I do like the Hippo, but obviously we're not in double green territory. Just going to go ahead and grab another Strategic Planning here. We're probably not going to play this many, but I'm okay with having this for now. So Firebrand Archer made it back around. Ambuscade, if you have not played this yet, this card is super good. It's probably one of the best green removals I've seen in a while. It does target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. So it's like a one-sided fight effect with a +1/+0. And it's at instant also. I do like Countervailing Winds as well, but I think we want the Firebrand Archer. Alright, so coming back around, here's a Seer Last Tomorrow. I really don't think that we're looking to be the mill deck. It's a decent 1/4 blocker though, so I could understand if somebody wanted to. The Steadfast Sentinel is fine, not where we're going. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna play Claim to Fame, so I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the rare because I'm not gonna be doing mill. All right, and Firebrand Archer makes it around. I do like this, but we're definitely getting some decent blue and red cards here, so I don't think that we need to do this to try a splash for black. And so we did get the blue desert. Right now we don't have much. I don't think we have any cards that really care about the desert piece of it. We'll grab that. Wow. So Frontline Devastator makes it back around. Again, Blur of Blades is fine. It puts a -1/-1 counter on a target creature, and it deals 2 damage to the controller. So it just does some incidental damage, which is nice. But we've got a pretty empty 4-drop spot, so I think we take that. Boy, we could have had like all the Seer of Tomorrows. I'll take the Crash Through here. We might play it, but it's unlikely. And now I'll just take a nice, beautiful island. And we even got a Full Art Swamp on the way too. So I think things are going pretty good. We're definitely not going to play all these strategic plannings. I don't know if Cunning Survivor is really what we're going to do, because we don't have a lot of ways to cycle or discard at this point. And that's actually a way to cycle and discard. If you haven't played this card, Hazoret. Hazoret's pretty good. So that's a great open for us. It's in our colors. It's a god. Yeah, that's the feel good, of draft when you when you go headlong into a certain archetype and you end up with a bomb rare in the final set. So we'll take Hazoret here without question. Cards to look for: Vizier of the Tumbling Sands would be nice. Heckma Sentinels is okay, but we don't have a lot of ways to cycle or discard. I do like Brute Strength, which we are pretty low to the ground in an aggressive deck, so it might be okay. Alright, so here's a way to discard also. Battlefield Scavenger may exert. Whenever you exert a creature, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. That's definitely the card here for us. I'm not a big fan of Hazoret's Monument. Doesn't do enough for us. Flameblade Adept is not what we're looking to do here. Pathmaker Initiate could actually make the deck later. And I'm actually not horribly against Decision Paralysis. It just can tap down your opponent's best creatures. But Battlefield Scavenger, without a doubt, is the card that we want right here. Okay. So if we were thinking that we wanted to splash, which we could do at this point, we could look to take the Evolving Wilds so that we could play Lethal Sting and Doomfall. Soulscar Mage does have prowess, so that's nice. Because, yeah, having prowess as a 1-drop in a deck with a bunch of... Well, we're actually heavy creatures now, though. Yeah, if you look at this, we've actually gotten into 4 non-creature spells. Mirage Mirror is a creature spell right now. Yeah, I don't think that we're going to look to be that aggressive. So I'm going to actually pick up the Evolving Wilds here and see if maybe we can get another one to try to play this black card. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equal to the number of tapped creatures you control. That might be okay for us here. I'm interested in the Seeker of Insight. The only problem is we really don't have a lot of non-creature spells at this point. We've got Unsummon. We've got Strategic Planning. I almost feel like we gotta play some more Strategic Planning now that we've got all these Firebrand Archers. And the Thorn Moloch. Yeah, we need to get some non-creature spells. I'm going to grab the Throne. And we'll see. Seeker, I just don't think we have enough ways to turn it on right now. Oh god, the cartouche. The cartouche is real. Cartouche of Ambition is great, but we've got that Evolving Wilds in that deck. Also, Essence Scatter. Shimmer Scale Drake is good. We haven't really seen a ton of blue that we've missed out on, I feel. I don't think I can do the cartouche. So we're down to Evolving Wilds versus Essence Scatter here. I also do like the Shimmer Scale Drake a lot. And we don't have a ton of removal right now. I think I take the Essence Scatter. Alright, so here we got some card draw. I am not a big fan of Reduce to Rebel. The first side is okay. It's a mana leak for 3. But the Rebel just doesn't do as much as you would hope it would. We just definitely want the card draw, I think. I do like the Merciless Javelineer here. But until we... the fact that we had to pass up on that next Evolving Wilds is tough. I'm going to grab the Fling. I'm not really looking to play it right now, but maybe we might. Alright, so another Essence Scatter. The Vizier did make it back. Or actually, it might be the next pack that has a Vizier as well. So I'm going to take the Essence Scatter. So I'll take the Heckma Sentinels here. We don't have a lot of ways to turn it on. Nothing really exciting here. We'll take the Forsake the Worldly. Gonna go ahead and grab the Top Crop Skirmisher. We're gonna have a ton of cards in the early drop spot. We're gonna have to get rid of a few things here. I'll grab the Hone Kopish, even though I don't think we're gonna play it. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to play the black. That might come back to haunt me that I didn't get that second Evolving Wilds. Because if I had the second Evolving Wilds, I would have totally played the Lethal Sting and Dupefall. I feel like we've got a lot of decent cards here, though. We've got a good amount of card selection. We've got card draw, we've got card selection. We've got 2 Essence Scatters. We're going to be pretty aggressive. At our top end, Frontline Devastator, Hazoret, Manicore, Ominous Sphinx. I could understand possibly running the Hone Kopish just because of all of our Firebrand Archers. Because artifacts do ping, because it's any non-creature spell. I am planning on doing about a 16 land deck. So once we go to the deck building spot, I'll go ahead and I'm going to separate out my creatures and non-creature spells and take a look at where we're at. Alright, so group creatures separately. So let's take a look at what we've got here. I don't necessarily want this Proven Combatant. It could be okay just in the fact that, if we are running 2 strategic plannings, you look at the top 3 cards, put one of them in your hand and the rest in the graveyard. So it'd be a good card to put in our graveyard because it comes back as a 4/4. The 1/1 for 1 is not exactly what you're playing it for. Top Crop Skirmisher is another card that we could put in there. I like the Eternal. We don't have a lot of ways to cycle or discard other than Hazoret, Hieroglyphic Illumination. And that's about it. So I think I'm going to take out the Cunning Survivor. I'm also... We could end up... This Throne of the God Pharaoh could be okay for us because we are quite low to the ground with our creature spells. We've got 11 1/3 drops. And it also does ping with Firebrand Archer. The other one that we could look to do is Fling instead of the Throne. I think that actually sounds better. Fling at least allows you to get in for damage and then go ahead and sacrifice your creature. So if it's something like the Manticore, even if it gets blocked by a bigger creature, we could attack and get the fling damage, and then go ahead and not the fling damage, but the afflict damage, and then go ahead and fling, which would be 8 damage on one turn. Seems good to me. There's a lot of -1/-1 stuff out there. And maybe we just don't need to run the Proven Combatant. I do like 1 Unsummon. What else? I could possibly see taking out the Avon Reed Stalker. It's not exciting in any way, but it is something that can be able to block your opponent's flyers. Alright, so we gotta take out 1 card. We could actually just take out the Fling, I think. I think we look decent otherwise. Yeah, I'm actually just going to go ahead and take out the Proven Combatant. We have enough. It's worrisome enough the way that we've got a lot of 1 toughness creatures. And I just really don't see that doing enough for us. Alright, so we'll go ahead and I am going to run the Evolving Wilds because we don't really have a turn 1 play. So I'm definitely fine with that. We only have 1 desert, so the Ipnu Rivulet just really isn't worthwhile for us. Chances of us going to the point where the opponent only has 4 cards in their deck are really unlikely. Yeah, we'll see what the opponent has, whether we need the Doomfall and Lethal Sting. Alright, so let's go ahead and add... Yeah, 8 and 7 looks pretty good. I'm actually going to go 8 red. Because I want to be able to put down the Firebrand Archers the most, I think, as far as early plays. So we'll go ahead and save this. I'm going to go ahead and get in a game, and I'll bring you guys back in. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is Josh. If you enjoy what you're seeing here, go ahead and check out my Twitch channel as well. You can see all the way to get there down below. And I try to stream every night, and it's kind of late night stuff, but it's after work. So let me know what you think. Give me some comments down below. What did I miss? I know maybe taking that second Evolving Wilds could have been good, but I don't know that it was the wrong way to go with that. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the games later.